look like bridesmaids. And they all gang, so don't be talking sideways. He said, you look like this. He makes sure he put Cardi down on his list. Now why this? Gonna look on my snap. I take your man and I won't give him back. I just walk into the booth and attack. I hit this guy in the roof will collapse. I've been broke my whole life. I have no clue what to do with these racks. Heavy lay, waist snatch. That straight back. Got lips like Angelina. Belly truck tangerine. Jumping on my. That's why they call it trampoline. Babe, like a Monday, throw body. This is sweet Saturday. That's just what plastic. I say, babe, it's a. He said it's a. Them pretty. You look like Beyonce. Looking like money back, money back, money back. Money back, money back, money back. Yeah. Money back, money back, money back. Money back, money back, money back. He can tell from the front. I got it behind me, and I park my Bentley truck on my Versace driveway. Looking like money back, money back, money back. Money back, money back, money back. Money back, money back, money back.
All right, Coach, we are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Today we continue on in Wild Card Weekend with a great AFC matchup between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the New York Jets. The battle for the Lamar Hunt Trophy begins as we're underway in this AFC Wild Card game. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. A first carry for Elijah McGuire. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Darnold from the gun. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Marcel Darius able to swamp him from that defensive tackle spot for a loss of 5. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24.
Back 99 Philly, here we go. Detroit! Detroit! Watch him now, Barney! Barney! Over!
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. DeJuan Smoot in there to get him. And this pass rush strong now. That sack's on back-to-back plays. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll be taken down for a loss back at the 3. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
And that negates a pretty decent punt return.
And the goal is to gain a first down on a punt return, which is 10 yards. This was much more than that, but it is going to come back due to the illegal block in the back.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Shedding the tackle. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
Now, that's a run that warms a play caller's heart because you're actually set up to do whatever you want on offense. You can come right back and run essentially the same play because you have momentum. or you can fake that running play and throw something deep over the top, or you not like you have an extra down to play with. Because if you go ahead and just throw it and you don't get it, come back and try and pick it up on third down.
Avery Williamson there to make the stop. Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on third.
39, Lucy.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So that one will be accepted. Throwing his Bortles on third down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season-open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. I ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I'd missed him, it would have been a long night.
It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so.
Here we go. Spread right, spread right, spread right, spread right.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Running game working, they'll stick with it on first down. They'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
He will push his way down to about the 14th. Calling a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a third and about 5. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Bortles on the give to Fournette. And he'll be stopped up at the line of scrimmage with a flag down. Let's check on the call. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. From the gun, it's Bortles. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
He had the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right, and this will remain a scoreless game.
It looked good when it left his foot, but he kind of sliced it a little bit, and he winds up missing it wide right.
And New York set to take the field. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On second down, Darnold. It's caught by Quincy Enunwa. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
This is the running back, Powell. And he's going to be brought down at about the 33-yard line.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Motion, motion. Mike. Mike, Detroit! 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 All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
To throw on second down is Darnold. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Here's Powell. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here's Darnold now on second down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
And incomplete. Almost intercepted. The D lineman almost had it. Couldn't hang on.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Now D.D. Westbrook to return. A strong running. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, but, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Hey, spread right, spread right, spread right, spread right, snap. Move. 11.
On second down, here's Fournette. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Hey, spread left, spread left. Move.
They keep it with Fournette on first down. And he'll be tackled right on the midfield logo. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Well, you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. Alongside the former defensive back Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Jaguar football as we begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down. Now a handoff working right. And he's going to take it down to about the 35 here. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. Touchdown, Jaguars. Corey Grant, 31 yards. And the Jags are able to cash in for 6. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Here's Powell on the return. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
On first down, it's Darnold. It's caught on the left side by Kurz. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Detroit! Detroit!
The shotgun snap for Darnold. Got an open man, it's Enunwa. And prior to this 3rd and 2 play, we're going to get a timeout call. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Throwing again is Darnold. Found his target, it's Anderson. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. That goes for a gain of 31. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll lose lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
Now Darnold. Now he'll escape to his left. And it's caught. It's so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there.
The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first.
And on this challenge, the refs have to take a peek and see whether or not the receiver was able to dot the I with both feet,
while making sure that he possesses the football all the way through the catch.
They'll try and sneak it here. And he stopped immediately there.
No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down.
Oh, yeah, good surge defensively.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Sam Darnold taking it in. And the Jets are able to strike for 6.
And the sneak works on 2nd and goal. They didn't wait until it was 4th down to try and get him across.
No, and I think if you're the QB, you like these plays, don't you? I mean, you want to hand it off sometimes, but also prove that you can get it in there as well.
Yeah, it makes you really part of the gang, doesn't it? It makes you part of the crew, and it really bonds you with those big offensive linemen because then you get to celebrate with the big fellas.
And now out come the Jags. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior, big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
And an alley to run. Nifty Dante Moncrief, 30. And DP goes into Jets territory before being taken down. A big 3rd down play there for the Jags. 56 yards.
Line of scrimmage moves from their own 25 all the way to the red zone now for 1st and 10.
Let's go, trip front.
A first carry now for Kofani Muhammad. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Henry Anderson, big man from Stanford, there for the stop.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Hey, spread left. Punch right.
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Rashad Green, 14 yards. And the Jags are able to cash in for 6.
That drive was quick and impressive. Almost like they had somewhere else they needed to be after the game.
Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And the lead is now 14-10. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. Here's Powell on the return. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
No. Check. Patriot.
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. That's their second, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back.
Leopard.
Now it's Darnold. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's caught inside the 30. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. They'll run with Cannon and able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Telvin Smith. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
Well, this is one of the downsides of being a rookie quarterback. You know you're going to get called out about everything you do that goes wrong. Here, maybe he's a little uncertain about where to go with the football. And at this level, uncertainty equals turnovers. And this one winds up being intercepted.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. Morris Claiborne makes the play defensively.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Now Bortles. Open man is Westbrook, complete. And he's got the 1st down yardage before being taken down at midfield. That one goes for 24 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. And with that, they're now out of timeouts. And still plenty of time remaining here in this second quarter.
11.
On first down, Bortles. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. D.D. Westbrook, his intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, Fournette loses it. It's out, and it's scooped up by the Jets. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
Thank goodness for heaters up here. And thank goodness I don't have to carry the football in this game. It's January. It's cold out there. Trying to clutch the football and absorb the hits, not easily done.
Yeah, we saw a product of the elements right there. So they need to determine if that knee was down before the ball was coughed up.
And they also wanted to make sure that the ball was possessed as they were going through, that the ball wasn't working its way free before the knee hit the ground.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Bortles. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. A 33-yarder from the left hash. And Lambeau will put this one through, and that moves them up by a touchdown now at 17-10. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board, ended up settling for 3.
And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Play action. It's Darnold. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Detroit!
A 1st down throw, Darnold. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game.
Gun!
A play fake, and it's Darnold. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the 2nd quarter. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Now McGuire. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this 1st half. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams trying to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the 2nd half of this AFC wildcard game. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the 1st half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done, they're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
They'll run it. This is Muhammad. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Sunday. Move. Punch right.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. He's able to get 4 back on the run, but now they'll have to find something here on 3rd and about 14. Bortles going to throw. And Austin Seferian-Jenkins has it. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down. They'll go with a big back foot. And he's not even going to come close to picking up the first. They stop him right at the line of scrimmage. So nursing a slim lead, and that is the opposite of protecting that slim lead.
All I can think here is that head coach, he knows more about what's going on with his team than we do. He must know something's up. Either he has trouble with his punter, right? He's worried about his defense. There's an explanation in there that we're going to ask for after the game, because in this situation, I wouldn't have done that in normal circumstances, but maybe he thought my best opportunity is with my offense.
Interesting. Back in their own territory. Now we'll see what transpires. Rolling to his right. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. It's a gain of 9 yards, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. The Jets on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. Darnold. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 17 yards for the Jets there as they've got themselves a 1st down.
Detroit!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. And let's listen in on the call. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
Here's Darnold. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Darnold now to throw. And that's incomplete. Robbie Anderson, the man he was looking for. And now it's 3rd down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. 3rd and long, it's Darnold. And this is caught by Curse. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
Well, that's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the left hash, this from 34. And Myers able to knock it through. And that will cut this lead back down to 4 now. It's 17-13. So a decent drive there to start the 3rd quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back.
And nothing but daylight ahead. 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Jaguars. In for the score. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. Such an electric play, so much fun to watch, and you need all 11 guys in sync for that to be successful, don't you?
Without a doubt. That's teamwork, to be able to put it all together. But that play is really probably the most exciting 10 seconds in football.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now out come the Jets. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. On 1st down, Darnold. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
On any pass that's in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Detroit! Detroit!
On 2nd and 10, Darnold. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And did the Jaguars come up with it? They did.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, these are going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
They'll run with Muhammad. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
When Leonard Williams was picked in the 2015 NFL Draft, I compared him to Merlin Olsen, and I got a lot of grief about it. Did you just see that play there? Did you see how he made that move and made that tackle? That was Merlin Olsen-esque there.
I just perked up when you said Merlin Olsen.
Yeah, a lot of people said, hey, that's too much, too far, and maybe it is early, but I think this guy has a chance of fulfilling that.
Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8.
Spread right, smack.
Here's a give to Fournette. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
And Lambeau will put this one through, and that will get the lead up to 14. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
Now the Jets offense gets ready to head back on the field. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Second and 6, just inside the 30. Darnold from the gun. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Gun!
Back to the air, Darnold on second down. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Barry Church. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. He couldn't hook up with a Nunwa that time. And that was a young pup, the rookie, being intercepted by a veteran DB.
And I loved our quick conversation in pregame with him on the field, where he said, hey, look, I love playing these young quarterbacks. They don't know a whole lot yet, so I can use my mind to put me in a position to make a play.
And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
A handoff to Fournette. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6.
Lucy.
Now Bortles. He rifles one that's intercepted. Darren Lee picks it, and they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
Yeah, he's just trying to throw this ball into the hole in the zone, but those windows can open and close quickly, especially in the middle of the field. So if the timing's not right, we'll see interceptions like that one right there.
Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at their own 27. After the interception, here's Darnold, able to get away. And he'll take this forward for 2, maybe 3. But we do have a flag down, and they're already marching backward. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. First throw now for the backup McCown. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Dewan Smoot, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. And that is incomplete.
We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. A good return there, call it 13 yards. Now the Jags will have great field position to start this drive as they take over on the short side of the field. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Sunday.
Here's a carry for a former starter. This is T.J. Yeldon. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Here we go.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Hey, spread left.
They keep it with Yeldon on first down. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Here we go. Hey, let's go. Trips left.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
And the spin looked pretty, but more for style points as the real estate evaporated quickly there. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down. On is Josh Lambo now for the Jaguar field goal. This from 44 yards out, left hash. And Lambo will put this one through. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Jaguar football here, and they'll look to extend their lead as we begin quarter number 4. Here's Lambo out to kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. New York set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Now McCown. The grab made by Curse over the middle. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
On 1st and 10, here's McCown. He's going to air one out. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Faking the give to Powell. Now McCown. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
Regular. Down to go.
Throwing is McCown on third down. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll be fourth down.
Regular. Get up there and come back. Regular. Down to go.
Now McCown got to have this one. Found his target. It's Anderson. And he's got this down to the 35. But no reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. On first down, McCown. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. McCown incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10. It's McCown again. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. The linebacker, Telvin Smith, able to get a hand on it there.
Whenever they're trying to attack a zone defense, you're trying to figure out where your gaps are going to be. And depending on what type of zone they're playing, it could be on the outside, it could be in the middle, it could be in the seams, in the edges. In this case, they tried to attack the middle of the field, but this zone defense didn't allow it because they were able to see the ball come off the quarterback's hands, and everyone was able to react to the football and knock it away.
And the third down pass falls incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Now this is incomplete. The Jets try it, but the fourth down play doesn't work. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here on the turnover on downs. Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now Leonard Fournette. Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. And defensive back Jamal Adams in on the stop.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Throwing his Bortles on third down. Going for the deep ball. And a shot taken on third down, unsuccessful. Fourth down now.
But has not been the best game for him, but he definitely tried to get by with a little help from his friend there, trying to create a big play.
Couldn't do it, fell incomplete. But you're right, hasn't been a banner game here in the second half, just trying to get going.
Big thing is trying to keep confidence up and continue to fire.
This is taken around the 12. Oh, he's taken down here by his face mask by the looks of it. And a penalty flag is going to give a much better starting position. Now it's 1st and 10 after a costly penalty there on fourth down.
Regular. Get up there and come back. You don't want none.
Working from the gun, McCown. And his throw here's incomplete.
Certainly looked like maybe his third or his fourth read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. McCown again on 2nd and 10. Going up top. And it's caught inside the 30. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Shotgun here for McCown. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another 1st down. It will.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice gain.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. From the gun, it's McCown. This is caught. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Robbie Anderson, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Jets are able to cut into this deficit. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. Now the punter who also does the kickoff duties, Locke Edwards, out to kick it away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. Big stop on the turnover on downs to get the football back, and now it's just all about salting this one away.
Yeah, just slowly bleed the clock away. Clock's definitely on your side. And, you know, when we talk about analytics in the game, what is this one? Advanced win metrics? Because if you take care of the football here, bleed the clock down, with about 95% chance of winning
yeah,
it?
I'd say 95 or better. And I know you always say it, every coach does. It's just protecting the football at this point.
Yeah, knowing that the defensive guys, they're coming after the ball more than they are the person. They want to knock it free.
That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. On 3rd and long, it's Bortles. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by the linebacker, Avery Williamson. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
So after the INT, it's McCown now. That's complete over the middle to Anderson. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. He got 29 yards that time. McCown now just 7 of 15 so far, but he's got a 1st and 10. Here's McGuire. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call. Mark off the 5 and keep it moving.
Now they'll try to take advantage of that offsides call. Here's 1st and 5. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Call it a gain of a couple there as it'll leave him with a 2nd and just 3.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up third.
Well, the defensive guys won't be real happy because there won't be a sack on this play because he did get back to the line of scrimmage. But what a job they did overall. Hemmed him in and gave him nowhere to go with the football.
The Jets on third down. Just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. This time it's 3rd and 3. Here's McCown to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 2. And they get the football, but not much on the return here as he stopped at the 7-yard line. Both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch-counter-punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense.
Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
First play of the drive, excellent run. Just sets up wash, rinse, repeat. Another first down.
So a much rosier picture now after that last play. Here's 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. Fournette, a first down carry. And he'll push forward for about 4 up to the 23. Now the Jets are going to burn another timeout. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with one more plus the 2-minute warning. And we'll be back. Working from the gun, it's Bortles. Incomplete over the middle, Safarian Jenkins. His second catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it, and they got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for second down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
Let's go.
And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this fourth quarter. They'll run with Fournette. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. The Jaguars on 3rd down. Just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. This is going to be 3rd and 13. And they'll run it here. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
bit, they sumo. Tell me who the hottest that you know. If it ain't me, you Curry get the flame calling Prince Zuko. Swimming through the money like a flounder. Hold up. I just want the knowledge and the power. Hold up. Why the looking at me sour? Eat it like chowder. Rada. Never gave a about $1. More money, me, more problems. Pray for me to fall like autumn. Cause I got it on my own with no help, man. Gotta get it, that's it, in myself, man. They need a new hope. Deal of a new. Giving out like Shaq at the free throw. Anybody wanna be E.T.? Man, y'all can't see me. Out of my league, you pee-wee. Pocket too big, Rakishi. Pocket too big, they sumo. Pulling card like Uno. Flip like judo. You act too kudo. You and her, no chance, you go. Pocket too big, they sumo. 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 Pull card like Uno. Flip like judo. You act too kudo. You and her, no chance, you go. Pocket too big, they sumo. 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 Money doubles up like a duo. I just want the yen and the euro. The game up and leave my kids like judo. Money come around like a Hoover. Making free bands in the future. Pockets on the look super. Bills on me blue slot Cooper. Money on my mind just like a tumor. Spread my money out and then I call that a rumor. Curry is on the move, no Uber. People try to block it, shine like lunar. Eclipse when I take all my chips. When I pop off the like Hummus C-dip. Acrobat with the my flip. Money flow like a battleship. Did it a new hope. Deal of a new. Giving out like Shaq at the free throw. Anybody wanna be E.T.? Man, y'all can't see me. Out of my league, you pee-wee. Pocket too big, Rakishi. Pocket too big, they sumo. Pulling card like Uno.